This year, alongside my work in Westminster, I've held over 250 meetings in the constituency with residents, businesses, charities and community groups, so I can be your voice in Parliament. There's still much more to do, but looking back over the last 12 months, here are some of my favourite campaign wins. Number 1, working with families, fellow MPs and whistleblowers to secure a public inquiry into our local mental health trust.
Between 2021 and 2023, 41 mental health patients in the care of Teessask and Wear Valley NHS Trust lost their lives, leading to a damning report by NHS England and calls from my constituents for a public inquiry. And it's not just historic, my surgeries are still filled with harrowing stories of failure. Will the Prime Minister join my calls, therefore, for a public inquiry to get to the bottom of what went wrong and to rebuild confidence with new, more appropriately sized local NHS mental health trusts which are fit to serve our constituents?
Number 2, I supported local youth organisations to access funding to improve facilities for children and young people, and worked with backbench colleagues to change planning laws so that play provision has to be included in planning for new estates. Number 3, speaking up for local farmers. Now, I think this Labour government is doing loads of great things to rebuild Britain after years of decline, but I haven't shied away from saying when I think we're getting it wrong, because my first loyalty is to you. So I've spoken up on behalf of local farmers to get changes to the government's plans on inheritance tax.
Is this proposal of a clawback? Because you see, if you inherit a £5 million farm, you're not a millionaire. You're the custodian of agricultural land with the responsibility to farm it to produce food for the nation. There are two areas in particular that I think farmers in my constituency would like some answers. And finally, just to say, there is amongst that community, a Labour farming community, goodwill for this government on many of the things that we are trying to achieve, and that goodwill can be retained. I think there would be no shame in looking at this again.
That's a very thoughtful contribution, and he's clearly looking at ways in which this can be amended in order to make it more palatable to the farming community. That may be the reality that we're looking at.
My Lib Dem colleague was right, and after months of really hard work behind the scenes, I'm delighted that the government has lifted the thresholds so that family farms in our area are protected. Likewise, number 4, I felt that when we introduced a means test for the winter fuel allowance, we got the threshold wrong. I said so straight away and raised it with the Chancellor in the House of Commons chamber. I went to Downing Street 4 times asking them to lift the threshold, and I'm pleased that the government listened. That means that every pensioner on an income up to £35,000 a year will get the winter fuel allowance. But in addition, I also went to the Fuel Poverty Minister to ask her to extend the Warm Homes discount that gives £150 discount off of bills. So more pensioners are getting that this winter too. And on top of that, the government is lifting another £150 on average from bills by removing the eco tariff. That's significant savings on people's energy bills to help people stay warm at winter. Number 5, lifting children out of poverty. In my very first week as an MP, I met with children outside Parliament for a picnic to campaign to extend free school meals. That wasn't in our manifesto, but I'm delighted that the government has listened. And from next September, 4,800 more children in the Bishop Auckland constituency are going to be entitled to free school meals. Number 6, justice for former British coal workers. I've been working with other coalfield MPs, campaigning so that those in the British coal staff superannuation scheme have returned to them money that was wrongfully taken from their pensions. This is going to make them hundreds of pounds a year better off on average, and I was delighted that just before Christmas I was able to join the Minister with pensioners from our area at Red Hills to celebrate. Number 7, supporting jobs and growth in Weardale. I've been pushing for government backing for critical minerals extraction in Weardale, meeting regularly with industry and with the all-party parliamentary group.
I was delighted to see the prominence given to County Durham in this strategy, where Weardale, that I represent, has the highest density of lithium currently known in the UK.
Also earlier this year, I joined the Armed Forces Minister in Stanhope, where the government announced a £125 million contract for Cook Defence Systems, again supporting jobs in the area. Number 8. Medical evacuations for children in Gaza. After receiving many letters from concerned constituents, I organised a cross-party letter and raised it personally with the Foreign Secretary in Parliament, calling on him to support medical evacuations of children. A week later, the government did exactly that. Number 9. So really exciting news today. After months of hard work, we've been successful in securing £20 million of Pride in Place funding in Crook North and Tow Law. And number 10? Well, I can't choose, so I'll let you choose. It could be banning ticket resales above face value so people can enjoy sports and concerts more affordably. It could be that securing the green light for the dualling of the A66, or the £9 billion that we've put into improving military housing following our Homes for Heroes campaign, or Durham County Council getting a fairer funding settlement, giving us a real terms boost to our local budgets. Or it could be the funded apprenticeships that we're giving to small businesses. There's much more ahead, improving our high streets, cutting crime, safer roads, more NHS dentists, fixing our broken SEND system. I've got a lot of work to do in the year ahead, but for now, let me wish you all a happy new year.